as number 2 Inter Milan go up against number 3 Napoli. Now Milan, they have been scoring at least 2 goals in the majority of their games, which isn't good news for Napoli, who haven't kept a clean sheet in 8 matches. So that game's tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern on Paramount Plus, with coverage starting at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. And Napoli, they're looking to turn things around after their 6-2 loss to PSV in Champions League, a loss that really made us question what's wrong with this team. And Antonio Conte said, "We added 9 players in the summer that has cost us in terms of chemistry. The old guys, including me, need to rediscover their spirit. The new guys need to learn to fit in and be humble and silent."
Oh, the silent part.
What do you make of this, Tony? Humble and silent.
Well, this is Antonio Conte. You know, in this same press conference, he talks about they added 9 players. It might be too much. But then on the other side, he said, oh, we got rid of a bunch of players in the transfer window, and we needed to bring some players in. It's Antonio Conte, right? The guy is... let's judge him on the field. His press conferences are great for us, but I would think if I'm a player in that dressing room, and I'm a new player in particular, I'm just going to go to the back of the dressing room and just hang out for a little bit. And maybe he might be talking to Kevin De Bruyne. We know there's been some, we'll call them issues, right? Coming off the field against Milan a couple of weeks ago, coming off the field this week again, he wasn't happy. So this is in the beginning of the season. Antonio Conte kind of molds his teams, molds the personalities, molds the culture at the club, and then you always see them start to grow. He's got such a... Bukama is a massive signing, injured again. Noah Lange hasn't gotten going. Milinkovic-Savic has been great. Lorenzo Luca, who probably is going to start because Højlund and Lukaku are not available, has not been good this weekend. And De Bruyne, for all the quality coming in, I was so excited to see him in a Napoli uniform. And you guys know I'm not a Napoli fan. I wanted to see him in Serie A. I don't think he's integrated him in the right way.
How do you think players react listening to their own manager say what he said?
Is a player who's frustrated with, one, his performances, but also the lack of trust and belief. And that can cause a little bit of a rift.
Yeah. Well, I want to know now on the other side of this matchup, Inter Milan, how you think that they would be able to get the win. We've already been talking a little bit about the issues that Napoli has been having. In terms of Inter Milan, how could they take advantage of all of this?
Yeah, look, exploit the defense. We talked about Bukama being out. We don't know what Antonio Conte is going to do. We go back to their match against City, match day 1 of Champions League. I mean, he put Oliveira in there. He mixed things up, and we've kind of seen this from him. With regards to his lineups, he's been kind of steady Eddie over the years. And this year, like he's had to make some changes. The big miss for me is not in the defensive line, but it's their number 6 in Lobotka, right? The guy who's the engine in the midfield that keeps sort of everything together, not available. So take advantage of the fact that they're missing some players. Control the midfield. Mkhitaryan, Barella, those guys, they're incredible, those 3 in the midfield. They got to control that part of the field because you've got McTominay, you're going to have De Bruyne in there, Noah Lobotka, you're probably going to have Gilmore. So you got to take advantage of those 3 who haven't played a lot together and then ride the wave. They're scoring goals like crazy, this Inter side. I think it's 2.6 goals a game now, where Napoli's really struggling to score goals. They're going to be away from home. They're going to take the crowd out of the game. They're a better side right now, in my opinion. I think they're the best team. Even though Milan is in first place, I love it. I think Inter Milan is the best team in Serie A right now. Christian Chivo's done a great job. Remember, he came from the youth academy, right? He went to Parma for a little over half a season, got his chops there, but he was at Inter, I think, with the under 19s and 23s as a mix for like 13 years. So this Inter side, the DNA is in his blood, and he's got him going in a really good direction right now.
Let's see how this will translate into how Inter Milan will be lining up against Napoli. Tony, take it away for Inter Milan.
Yeah, for me, again, I think it's the midfield. Mkhitaryan, Çalhanoğlu, Barella against the 3 in the triangle in the midfield. I think they got to win that part of the field. One thing we know about Inter Milan, if it's Di Marco and Dumfries, who's been outstanding this season once again, also in his international window with the Netherlands, he was outstanding there. They're a team that loves to attack with wide players. So how do you dominate the midfield and sort of suck everybody into the middle of the field and then exploit them in the wide areas? Team doesn't give up a lot of goals. They got a whole bunch of shutouts again. They have been outstanding, and they're getting better. Martinez, give him an opportunity. He's been great. Thuram has been a guy that's been in and out. So Boni, who came from Parma, where Kivu went to coach for a couple months, he has been outstanding as well. So the guys that they've inserted in this lineup have been really good. I think Buongiorno, who again is coming off injury again, Bukama, who's had his injuries this year, those two up top against those two center backs can be a really intriguing matchup.
For Napoli?
Yeah, well, you touched on it. No Labanca, so Gilmore comes in. I think Anguissa and Gilmore are going to have to share responsibilities here in front of the back four and really condense. I look at this Napoli side. One thing that they do have going for them is their home form in Serie A. They haven't lost since last December. That tells you how good they are at home. So relying on that, and KDB, he's got to be motivated to make a difference. And when your coach is telling you to be humble and be silent, as someone who's had his type of experience and has won a treble, has kind of pushed, this is the type of match where you come and say, hey, this is why you signed me, and this is why I don't come off the pitch. So he needs to come good. And then Højlund, who's kind of reinvented himself here with Napoli, expect for him to continue to try and put some pressure on the back line, but be a box presence. And McTominay, we're talking about Serie A defending player of the season. He's got to come up big. He's been so good at making late runs into the box, getting on the end of crosses, but also he's got to break up a lot of the play in midfield.
Okay, well, so we walked you through the tactics of all this. Let's walk you through the bets on this matchup now by bringing in our CBS Sports betting analyst, John Buckets Eimer. Buckets, of course, with the Bayern Munich jersey for Footy Kit Friday, but what bets do you have for us for this Napoli-Inter Milan matchup?
I've got two bets for everyone here today, and this is a bit of a tricky one to call because of the recency bias here. We had lines available for this match before the Champions League bouts this week, and before the Champions League matches took place, Napoli was the favorite by the books. After we saw Napoli get beaten up by PSV and saw Inter beats Union Saint-Gilloise, the line flipped entirely, and now Inter is the favorite. So it's a bit of a tough one to pick a winner for me. So rather than pick a winner, I'm just going for my favorite bet here. Both teams to score is priced at -120. As Charlie mentioned, Napoli has not lost at home since December, and they've scored in every home fixture since December of last year, 20 competitive matches straight, while Inter has scored in every single match across all competitions this season. If you look at the head-to-head history, the last 3 times they've played, it's been the exact same scoreline, 1-1 draw. So instead of picking a winner here, I'm just going to go with both teams to score, even though I do think that Inter is the better side, and even though I do think there's a chance they end up winning this one and breaking that streak here. For my second bet, I'm just trying to find what player is going to get on the score sheet because, frankly, the books have absolutely no clue. Every player in this game is big plus odds to score. Lautaro Martinez is +250. McTominay +400. Hakan +450. Højlund and KDB +400. So I'm just trying to find out who's going to contribute to this match. I'm going with my boy... Sorry, guys. That's the biggest spider I've ever seen. I'm a professional. I'm going to get through this, but I'm going to be looking here while I give the rest of my take to make sure I don't lose vision on him. Lautaro Martinez in this matchup. Right now, to score, he's +250. To score or assist, he's +150. And that's where I'm putting my money because he is the top goal scorer for them at the moment. He's walking towards me.
Are we talking about tarantula size?
Like, how big are we talking?
It's not that big. I am terrified of spiders. It's like dime size, but for me, that's too big. Lautaro Martinez to score or assist at +150 is where I'm putting my money. 3 goal contributions in UCL and 4 in Serie A already. I think Inter do win this one, and without Marcus Thuram, I think Lautaro is going to have a big game.
Oh my gosh, can we put a bet on if he runs away from the monitor or something? There's something here.
I'm a pro. The second the camera goes off, though, I am sprinting, but I will sit here as long as I need to for the show.
That's how I would react. So, Buckets, I totally get it. I totally get it here. Tony's like, come on.
I think we should keep asking him questions just so we can sit there for a little while longer.
All right,
Any questions? I'm here for it.
Walk us through MLS bets, a Clásico bets. Let's do all of this just to keep you on camera.
Yeah, so we've got La Liga today. Real Sociedad's playing against Sevilla. I think there's good value there.
Buckets, all right, go tend to the spider. Get rid of it. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, guys. Inter taking on Napoli tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern on Paramount Plus. Coverage starts at 11:30 a.m. We've got you set with the bets for this game.